Just getting ready to send out a deck of cards from the Gear website store, and thought we'd take a second to explain what we do and talk about the decks again. We haven't done this in a while. So the Old West Guns playing card deck was our second deck of cards, and our first deck was modeled after the aircraft identification or vehicle identification cards that are used in the military, and it was kind of a basic. It was really designed to look just like the identification card decks, but that didn't sell well. Like, that didn't work well as a marketing thing. So when we would go into gun shops or gun shows and ask in the vendors and people that sell stuff for a living if they'd like to offer our cards, only some of them were interested, and they offered some feedback. And you can see we took some of that feedback. We tried to show what, on the outside of the package, what the cards are all about, and some important stuff like made in the USA. We're proud that our cards are made in Texas. Our first deck was made in Tennessee, or Kentucky, and our second two decks have been made in Texas. They're wrapped and have some nice card art. That's sort of the art that's on the back of the cards, and then you can get an idea here of what this deck is like. We have the Old West gun, the ammunition that goes with it, or the projectile, depending on what kind of mechanism it is, and then some information about how many are made and when, where, so and by who. So this is our deck, and to explain some of that, we have this little insert. I actually would have liked it to go inside the deck, but there was some miscommunication. We're still learning. This was only our second deck. But it explains that we got help from some firearms museums, that we got supporters. Kickstarter helped us make the deck possible and helped us make it in the United States. And then we had some friends help us out. The deck itself, little explanation, is dedicated to our friend Emil Frenzy, who helped make the deck and inspired the concept of appreciating our Old West. And he passed during the creation of the deck. And then, of course, our friends at Gun Channel, a community focused on firearms that was live for 7 years, made it possible for us to take the time and to put as much, have it be as much fun as it was to assemble the deck, to come up with the concept and get it all together. So we package it like this. Some of our first experiences shipping, we lost some products because they got squirted out the edge of the envelopes by the machines. So we started to staple and make a thing that says thanks and ask you to post your purchases on the social platforms out there. We change up the picture and let people know that Free Patch Friday is every Friday. Free Patch, this time it's the 2019 Second Amendment Rally flag Velcro patch. That one glows in the dark. They're going to also get one of our catalogs, or buyer's guide, that talks about our different decks of cards. We're real proud of those. Our books and posters, the books that we've written this year on our firearms museums and our history of Second Amendment. Of course, our patches and other products that we featured over in the store, and then some of the creative work that we do as well. So a buyer's guide so that people can track what kind of stuff we do. We also include, whenever someone purchases a deck of cards, a couple of our other cards, because we are proud of our decks. It's a way to get the Second Amendment into people's hands in a different way. Each of the cards has a different back art, and they're just a little bit different. So when you're purchasing one, we try to show you what our others are like as well. And we say thanks, because this overpriced deck, our decks cost $19.11, right? $19.11. That's to pay for the shipping. We put them into a padded envelope here, and it's tracked and insured. Haven't had any trouble, knock on wood, except for just a few times with stuff, and because of the tracking, we know what happens when we do have issues. But this has been a successful way to keep a waterproof package getting to you, and everything is in good condition. We'll stick a label on that, and these ship out pretty much the day or the day after you purchase. So like I say, it's an overpriced deck. It allows us to do our other things like research into the next projects and keeping a conversation about the evolution of our Second Amendment alive. So thanks to the person who purchased this one, and for waiting. It took us a little time to do this extra video here. But anybody that purchased this stuff over at our Gear website store, we do thank you. It makes it possible for us to do our projects here at Gun Websites.